So please do stay with us, but we've got to warn you, we are starting tonight with a very dark story. It's about a man called Karl Davies. To the outside world, he was married with children, respectable, professional, unremarkable, but his private life was very different.
Davies from the Wirral was a man who created a series of false identities to cruelly target one vulnerable teenage girl. As well as raping his victim, Davies also encouraged her to self-harm and film herself doing it.
Well, luckily for us all, he's now in prison. He was jailed earlier at Manchester Crown Court for 20 years. Our correspondent, Anne O'Connor, has our top story tonight.
Karl Davies is a husband and father from Wirral. He worked as a quantity surveyor. He's also a sex attacker who helped a schoolgirl harm herself and sent him images of her doing it.
He held down a full-time job. He had a wife and 2 small children, and by all accounts just seemed a normal person. But online, he was a different person completely, and he was pretending to be, a monster exploiting young girls.
Davies created 6 Snapchat accounts to torment a 13-year-old girl with learning disabilities into sending him sexual images and videos. He'd blackmail and threaten her with messages from 5 accounts, but one would promise to protect her. The teenager had ADHD and had lived most of her life in care. 4 times in June and July last year, Davies drove the more than an hour-long journey from home in Wirral to Stockport to meet her, sexually abuse her, and even provide material for her to harm herself and send him images of her doing it. Teachers found out and called police. Body-worn camera footage shows officers' initial contact with her, but she took months to tell them what happened. In fact, it was her detailed description of her abuser's Seat Alteca car that trapped him. Officers tracked all cars of that make and model driving into Stockport and knew they had their suspect because the teenager told them about its distinctive air freshener. Police, who'd thought 6 men were ganging up on her, now discovered all the Snapchat accounts were operating from Davies's Wi-Fi account. Arrested in February this year, he refused to admit anything in interview.
Are you responsible for the sexual exploitation of...
No comment.
Okay. Are you responsible for having sexual activity with a child?
No comment.
Are you responsible for asking for indecent images of...
No comment.
Are you responsible for providing with an item to self-harm and then requested for images of self-harm?
No comment.
At Manchester Crown Court, he pleaded guilty to 14 counts of sex abuse and grooming in a case that made legal history.
So this offence is under the new Online Safety Act, which came into force on the 1st of January 2024. There has been a previous conviction, but that was for an adult, so this is the first one for a child victim.
Officers on the case say Karl Davies' wife had been suspicious he was having an affair and found the teenage girl's number on his phone.
And actually spoke to the victim, who didn't know at the time was a child, and the wife was so concerned about the safety of children that she actually provided us with a statement which actually greatly assisted in terms of sending Karl to prison.
The Crown Prosecution Service says its most seasoned grooming case experts have never seen such sophisticated methods used to target a young person for vile abuse. They say he is now behind bars where he belongs. Anne O'Connor, ITV News.
Yeah, an incredibly shocking case. And after Davies was sentenced, the children's charity, the NSPCC, urged anyone suspecting a child was being harmed should contact them. They also said the sentencing of Karl Davies demonstrates how crucial the Online Safety Act is for holding perpetrators to account. We hope news of this imprisonment will spread and act as a deterrent to others before they commit and harm children.
They went on to say tech companies must do much more to make their platforms safe spaces for children and young people and protect them from grooming.
Well, in other news today,